The Arizona Diamondbacks winning the National League pennant only fans a brighter flame on the idea that you can in fact win postseason games with young talent, and it's only fitting that now we kick off the second part of our top 30 rankings for the Yankees farm system. Hello everybody, I'm Ryan Garcia, part of the Fireside Yankees team and your host for today's video. So if you're looking for the best Yankee content you can find this offseason, you've come to the right place. 63% of our viewers are not subscribed. So if you're watching this right now, you enjoy this type of content, make sure you drop a like, press that subscribe button to join the Fireside family, and turn on that notification bell because you do not want to miss out on what we've got cooking this offseason. You can also check us out and join the conversation on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook, where the Fireside Yankees crew is pumping out the best Yankee content you can find. Now, without further ado, let's get started with the second part of this list. Coming in at number 20 on this list, we have infielder Serna, as the 21-year-old infielder from Guaymas, Mexico put up a 123 WRC plus in single A, clubbing 19 home runs and scoring 72 runs in 95 games with the Tampa Tarpons. He displayed excellent aggression in zone, ranking in the 85th percentile in zone swing rate, although he did chase 34% of the time as well, but that approach worked due to his high contact and power output. With a 24.6% whiff percentage, he ranked in the 73rd percentile for single A hitters, and with the aforementioned in-zone swing rates, it meant that he didn't find himself behind in many counts, and as a result, he struck out just 16.9% of the time in single A. Serna also possesses a strong speed tool, swiping 29 bases in 39 attempts between single A and high A. When promoted to high A, his final WRC plus with Hudson Valley was just 105, but over his final 17 games, he'd hit 303, resulting in a 120 WRC plus, and looked a lot more like the player he was in single A. He could have another surge in his age 21 season, hopefully reaching double A by season's end, and potentially putting himself in position to make the Yankees 40-man roster, since he's already Rule 5 eligible, but likely won't be selected because he hasn't made it above high A yet. At 19, we have Keiner Delgado, another infielder, but this time from the Florida Complex League, and he needs to be on more radars. As while he's only 19th on this list, he could be on some top 100 list if he finds his stride in single A next season. And hear me out on that, because that's a very bold take. With a 15.1% walk rate and 13% strikeout rate, it's not surprising that he ran a 21.7% O swing rate, which ranked in the 99th percentile, or the fact that he had a 20.1% whiff rate, which ranked in the 98th percentile. What is surprising is that he was able to do that while also remaining extremely aggressive in zone with a 77.2% zone swing rate that ranks in the 74th percentile in the Complex League. He has excellent swing decisions and hit tools, and his power took a step forward as well, with him also leading the Florida Complex League in stolen bases. He's a tool shed, but with his smaller 5'7" stature, his power ceiling is a bit limited. But with just how good his other tools are, he could become one of the better prospects in this Yankee system and one of the better infield prospects in all of baseball. Slotting in at number 18 is Yendry Gomez, a right-handed pitcher who's already debuted at the major league level and has pretty good stuff, but he hasn't really been able to break out fully due to injuries and command issues. The recently turned 24-year-old has some really good stuff, and while I do think he's a reliever, there's a reason he's ranked a bit higher than Clayton Beeter on this list. I think his stuff's a little bit better, and a low slot release with 16 to 17 inches of carry at 94 to 95 is amazing, and Stuff Plus would agree. He's generated a Stuff Plus consistently hovering around 120 in the short spurts we've seen in spring training and the big leagues, and that pitch is legit. His slider is also a plus pitch, and while the curveball and changeup don't grade out well, I believe both of these pitches work from a lower slot since there's plenty of vertical separation between them and his fastball. He may struggle to be a starting option on this team, but I think the upside is here and a little bit higher than people give him credit for. If he ever does have that healthy season where he can be stretched out to a 5 to 6 inning role and flashes high upside stuff, he'll be nasty. But for now, he's a really good reliever, and he has a 3.64 ERA and 28.4% strikeout rate in his AA career. At number 17 is Yankees first round pick back in 2021, Trey Sweeney, and he just hasn't had that dominant season just yet. His 2022 and 2023 seasons shared similar arcs, with injury shortening both seasons, slow starts causing the overall numbers to tank, and a red-hot second half that makes you think, is he a lot better than he presents himself to be? Through his final 63 games in 2022, he slashed 263, 392, and 446 for a 138 WRC plus and 838 OPS, and in 2023, he slashed 272, 370, 464 for an 834 OPS and 130 WRC plus over his final 58 games. Sweeney struggled just to put it all together, and while a 118 WRC plus with a 19.1% strikeout rate in AA is nothing to scoff at, it feels like there's just a little bit more in that profile. Next season will be his age 24 season when he could start in AAA after making massive strides in Somerset, but now it's a question about whether the Yankees can get him to where he needs to be power-wise to remain consistent. He also happens to be a pretty good athlete with great stolen base numbers, patient at the plate, and some pretty good defensive metrics according to Baseball Prospectus, as he earned plus 1.4 defensive runs prevented and plus 1.7 range defense added, and that type of defensive value could allow him to click next season and find himself in the Bronx soon. At number 16 is the Yankees' top international free agent signing back in 2022, and that's Brando Mayea. And while he struggled at first in his age 17 season in the Dominican Summer League, he improved as the season went on and is still an extremely raw prospect. He finished with a 113 WRC+, which isn't bad, but it got a lot better as the season went on, and after slashing 349, 440, and 558 with a 158 WRC+, and an equal total of walks and strikeouts over the final month of the season, he's looking to put himself on the map and much higher on this list with a strong showing in the Florida Complex League next year. Coming in at number 15 is Richard Fitts, and technically you could call him Dick Fitz, which would be hilarious, but I'm not sure how much he'd appreciate it. Back to the serious analysis, Fitts struck out 163 batters and 152 2/3 innings this past season, all with the Somerset Patriots in AA, and if you include his postseason start, he tossed an additional 6 innings with 8 strikeouts and 1 walk, only allowing 2 earned runs. Fitts is a command guru who has the volume and makeup to make big league starts, but lacks the upper levels of velocity and strong secondaries to truly become a top-line pitching prospect. His four-seamer is a plus pitch that generates 17 to 18 inches of vertical movement, sitting at around 93 miles an hour, but touching 96 and 97 when needed. He's sort of an old-school pitcher in his ability to suppress velocity and wait for the ample opportunities to use it, and as he refines his secondaries, including his sweeper, cutter, and changeup, Fitts could become a solid depth option for the Yankees in 2024, and his development and strides are certainly encouraging. 15 is such a perfect spot for Fitts because solid and reliable are the 2 words I'd say come to mind when I think of him as a prospect. And while he's not flashy, he's not a star, and he's not a household name, he's the type of prospect that reminds me a lot of what Jordan Montgomery was in 2017, and we've seen the career he's ended up having. At number 14 is one of my favorite prospects in the system, and that's John Cruz, the left-handed outfielder from the Florida Complex League. And full disclosure with you guys, I'm 19 years old, and for some viewers that might be considered super young, so I'm gonna blow your mind with John Cruz here. The left-handed outfielder was 17 years old for the entirety of the regular season, only turning 18 during the back end of the playoffs. He hit 10 home runs, which only trailed one guy in the FCL, and that batter was 23 years old. An aggressive hitter in zone with excellent chase rates, Cruz improved as a hitter as the season went on, and he posted a 163 WRC+ and 441 in the final month of the regular season. If Cruz can continue this upward trajectory, he could be an 18-year-old in Single A next year who potentially gets to High A quickly, and find himself in Double A at 19 or 20 years old in 2025. If the Yankees strike gold here, they could have a top 50 prospect in their future, especially with how impressive he's already been at such a young age. One of John Cruz's teammates, Yendry Gomez, is one of the best pitching prospects in the Yankee system and one of the best pitching prospects at the Complex League level last season. In his first season above the Dominican Summer League, he displayed excellent command, being super aggressive in zone with a 60.3% zone percentage that ranked in the 99th percentile, and he ranked in the 85th percentile in whiff rate. Now his 4.57 ERA seems ugly, but with a 34.1% strikeout to walk rate and strong praise from Baseball America, you should be excited about the 6'7 left-hander who could really pop off next season. He's got the stuff, command, and build to be one of the better pitching prospects in baseball. Now he's just got to stay healthy and see if that translates at the higher levels before he can climb into the top 10. Coming in at number 12 is catcher Augustine Ramirez, who's one of my favorite prospects in this system and broke out this season, going all the way from Single A to Double A and flashing brilliant defensive, power, and contact skills all around the diamond. Now, it feels a little bit weird to say this, but had he stuck the landing in Somerset, he definitely would have made my top 10, but that doesn't take away from what was an excellent 2023 season. Between Single A, High A, and Double A, Ramirez slashed 271, 364, 455 with a 12% walk rate and 17.3% strikeout rate, which was good for a 123 WRC+ and 114 games. He also clubbed 18 home runs and 24 doubles as well, and behind the dish, he put up a total of 4.7 defensive runs prevented and a 4.0 catching defensive adjustment according to Baseball Prospectus. I think that with a good enough season in Double A, Augustine Ramirez could become one of the 100 best prospects in baseball, as he's already reached exit velocities north of 113 miles an hour, and if he works on elevating the baseball, he could have all these tools really translate, and I think this could be a potential top 100 prospect with a strong enough run in Double A. This was an incredible season for Augustine Ramirez, and he should be extremely proud of himself. Rounding out this list is left-handed starting pitcher Brock Selvage, and while he may not be the flashiest name in this farm system, he'll be somebody I keep tabs on all season next year. He saw a velo spike mid-season from 92 to 93 to 93 94, and that seems insignificant, but if the 21-year-old left-hander can continue an upward trajectory in velocity and somehow get to 94 95, this could easily become one of the most underrated prospects in the Yankee system. Now, he saw the whiff spike when the velocity spiked, striking out 26.2% of batters faced over his final 17 starts versus just 23.4% in his first 6, and that included 9 starts in high A, as he posted a 3.58 ERA and ranked in the 75th percentile in whiff percentage with the Hudson Valley Renegades. He also dazzled in his first playoff outing, going 6 2/3 innings of 2-run baseball, striking out 7 in the process and getting the win. In total, he tossed 134.1 innings with a 3.42 ERA and 144 strikeouts to just 36 walks between the regular and postseason, and he finished with the best FIP in the Yankee organization above the Complex League. Selvage looks to crack the Somerset roster next season, where he could propel himself onto more radars if the gains at Single A and High A last season stick, and here's the thing, he'll be 21 years old to start next year, so the sky's still a limit for this kid. That'll wrap up our second part of our top 30 rankings, and in the next episode, we're going through the top 10. We're going 10 through 1, baby, and I know you guys are really excited to get through those guys, so if you want to know when that release is, you should hit that big red subscribe button. Again, turn on notifications. I promise you, you will not want to miss out on what we're doing, so make sure you check out our other podcasts and episodes as well. You can get the written version of this report on Empire Sports Media. Links for all of these things in our description, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.